Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's World Conqueror 4 Big Map mode of the Chinese Civil War, where we have the narrator of General Sun, who has been one of the most instrumental commanders in China during the Second World War. His scripts are as follows, providing more historic context on the Civil War. As he says that we have expelled the Japanese invaders from China, so we have given up the policy of focusing on the invader first before dealing with domestic affairs. Now it's time to defeat our enemies within the next 3 months. In all fairness, the 3 months target seems a bit ambitious to me, but that's how the script is, I guess. This mission will focus on the normal difficulty first. We start off with the opening narrative script from General Zhu. For those of you who want to learn the Chinese language, this is from the perspective of the Chinese communists who believe that the nationalists want to continue ruling the people of China and didn't obey to the peace talk at Chongqing after the Second World War. And they are preparing for war and mobilized 4 million soldiers to attack the liberation zone. The next perspective we get from one of the prominent nationalist general who says that the secretary, which is President Chan, has ordered the mobilization of 4.3 million troops to attack the bandit occupied areas in China and want to build a rebellion in the next 3 months. Our third character of introduction that we get would be General Zhukov, who says that the Soviet would remain neutral as it did in the historic context during the Chinese Civil War. Now, our target is to finish this mission within 70 rounds to get 3 stars. First, we'll take a look around the map to help you with gaining a better insight about the conflict. We'll start by looking at around the capital region of China, which is the modern-day capital of Beijing. We have seen a huge concentration of the Chinese nationalist troops around Beijing and Tianjin. And also, we can see that the troops are preparation in defense against the Red Army in the north. You can see that there is a super heavy tank, which is a KV tank, one of the latest tanks used by the USSR during the Second World War and has been effective during the latter offensive stages against the German army, particularly Operation Bagration. Also, we can see that some of the elite commando units around there in the north region as well as we got some anti-air defense system here and some artillery troops. We can see that the nationalist troops are having high morale at the moment, presuming that it's because due to the neutrality from the USSR and this equipment that it got from the US. As you can see, some of the tank here. This is an example of a Sherman tank and has pretty good health and attack. Our target would be to use these troops to focus on capturing the city here and also try to destroy as much infantry troops as possible while minimizing the damage from the super heavy tank. It looks like we also got ourselves the super heavy tank here invasion. As we can see here, the super heavy tanks got excellent mobility as well as excellent amount of health. The super heavy tank commander is General Fu, while we surrendered in 1949 after the peaceful liberation of the city of Beijing, when he and 600,000 nationalist troops surrendered. Looking outside of the Shanghai Pass, we can see about one infantry unit here, a commando unit under the command of Zheng Liang. And that's important. We need to get all our troops here and encircle them before they become too mobile. So, and we got plenty of resources and plenty of troops around the Conqueror region that we're going to possibly use for an attack. Although it looks like we're going on an attack, but the enemy's actually got more troops than us in this region. So in the northeast, we need to focus on building a defensive strategy and try to coordinate with our Mongolian friends over there. Looking here, we can see a large spread of the red area, as it's important for us to try to outflank them from the left and the right, using the army group along Datong here, and also the army group here in the northwest region of China, in collaboration with the Mongolian troops. We need to do a complete pincer maneuver and encircle the enemy troops here. The most challenging part would be trying to attack through the mountain here to capture Liang'an, one of the key capitals of the Red Army, and also the spiritual foundation, as it's noted that the city was the base of the Red Army after they completed like almost 10,000 miles of long march from the hills in southern China all the way across the southern China and western China, notably across the harsh terrains like the large grasslands, and sometimes they had to like eat grass and just access like no food left, and a lot of troops died during the transit. In the meantime, I'm not sure by looking at the south, you can see that some another enemy here is Thailand. I'm not sure why Thailand would be on the side of the Republic of China, but it's quite odd that they would be fighting against us in the map. We can see that the British growth here and the French growth here are neutral, and if they're going to join the conflict later on in the war, or they're just going to stay there on the fence and do nothing.